On the left is myself, Dale Dyer, and in the middle is H.T. Hurd from Muleshoe, Texas. And on the far right is Themey Morse from Phoenix, Arizona. The previous picture was taken aboard the USS Core in about early part of 1945.
Okay, this picture is taken, as you can see, on May 20th, and that is a similar airplane, but not the exact same one. This is a TBM. The airplane in the other picture was a TBF. TBM also. Okay.
This plane is the exact replica of the other plane that was the picture taken aboard the Core, with the exception of there was no person sitting behind the pilot. That was all with equipment in there, radar and radio equipment. There was the pilot and the turret gunner that sits in the turret, and the radioman and bombardier is set in the bottom.
This airplane was called the Avenger. It was manufactured by Grumman Aircraft Engineering and TBM Eastern Aircraft in Trenton, New Jersey, which was the Naval Aircraft Division of General Motors. The wingspan was 54 feet 2 inches, the length was 40 feet, and the width was 16 feet with the wings folded for the purpose of carrying it on the aircraft carrier. Empty, it weighed 10,842 pounds, and loaded it was 18,250 pounds, just a little over 9 tons. The engine was a Wright R2620 14-cylinder radial with a 1,700 horsepower output. The maximum speed was 267 miles per hour. This is a view of inside the aircraft where the flight officers were stationed, and this is a lot of this part of the aircraft was loaded with equipment and
Bomb selectors and radar scopes and radio transmitters, and some of them was equipped with a Norton bomb sight.
And another view here, I think we'll see the underside of the airplane that carried the bomb. Generally, one large torpedo or bomb.
Well, it carried a series of bombs at times, but it carried a torpedo, one torpedo, or a series of bombs, and
had quite a bit of other armament.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It had 30 caliber out of the tail and 50 caliber in the turret,
and also
and two 50 caliber in the wings, and also it carried rockets. It carried 4 rockets on each wing, so it had 8 rockets.
Now, were the rockets carried towards the latter part of the war, or did it always happen?
Well, it did the latter part of the war when the rockets started coming out, and they were arming the planes with rockets.
Now, this turret was quite a manufacturing feat for the time. It was hydraulically operated and would rock back and forth and left and right and up and down in all directions.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be a view of that turret from up above.
It had a synchronized where it wouldn't shoot your tail off, you know.
Yeah. And you could swing clear to the left.
Clear to the left and up, and pretty good angle down on each side.
That's a view of the radial engine from the front. Pretty big props. The service ceiling on this plane was 23,400 feet. And that was just about all it could go. The range was 2,335 miles. The maximum speed was 267 miles an hour. That left you about a 5-hour trip out and back. So for any combat mission that you flew. This airplane was designed by a fella named Bill Schwindler, who worked for Grumman Aircraft. It was first flown on August 1st, 1941. It had good low-speed qualities, plenty of fuel and power, and was flown by both the British and the American forces. Also, this airplane was one of the first used in anti-submarine warfare, and it was equipped with radar sensors. This is a view of the instrument panel that the pilot had to be familiar with.
The Avenger was named after the Battle of Midway, when all the planes out of Torpedo 8 was destroyed. They were the TBD Devastator. And when this plane came out, why, it was called the Avenger to avenge that.
Now, in this plane, was this the only place where there were flight controls? Or were there some back? Were there flight controls in the back part of the plane also?
And only with the Norton bomb sight.
Only with the bomb sight. This gives a person a fairly good idea what it was like to be in the turret. And I crawled up there the day we took this picture. You won't see that in the picture, but it was awful hot in there with just a little bit of sunshine on that thing. It was like a hothouse. It's probably hot for everybody in that plane.
You had to ride backwards all the time.
You know, oftentimes the two fellows in the back couldn't really see much of what was going on, especially ahead of them.
See, it says, or 2,000 pounds of bombs.
Uh-huh.
Could be two 500-pound bombs, or a series of maybe.
They weren't too small, though, were they?
No, no.
There's the bomb bay, where the bombs were arranged before takeoff. And that bomb on the left was a typical sized single bomb?
The one on the right is really the typical size torpedo.
Okay. Now that's a
Be
picture.
on your left now.
Yeah, that's a picture of another aircraft that was sitting out there that day at West Star Aviation.
This was an Air Medal, his Wooden Award, and anti-submarine warfare, and the campaign medals. There you see on the right was the Asiatic Pacific with 2 battle stars, and the European African campaign with 1 battle star, and an American Theater of Operations, and then the Air Medal ribbon, and a Good Conduct Medal, and the Victory Medal.
Is that the Victory Medal, the Eagle?
No, that's the Air Medal.
That's the Air Medal. Now, the Combat Stars, that wasn't just one mission.
No, that's major engagements with the enemy.
This was an award that was awarded to Dale Jr. Dyer on 18th September 1945. The Commander-in-Chief of the United States Atlantic Fleet, in the name of the President of the United States, awards the Air Medal to Dale Jr. Dyer, Aviation Radioman, First Class, United States Navy. This citation was for exceptional performance of duty and meritorious achievement while participating in aerial flights and anti-submarine operations under unusually hazardous conditions during June to August 1944, December 1944, April and May 1945. As a member of the crew of a United States naval aircraft operating from a carrier, he performed his duties in an outstanding manner, although subjected frequently to the hazards of high seas, icing conditions, and high winds. His skill and courage materially aided in the success of many flights and were substantial factors in the curtailment of enemy submarine activities. This outstanding performance of duty reflects great credit upon himself and the United States Naval Service. Signed, Jonas H. Ingram, Admiral of the United States Navy.
This picture was taken in Port Leoti, French Morocco in Africa. This was taken after the war. We were ferrying aircraft to the Naval Attaché and the embassy in Europe. And this is the crew. We were flying R4Ds, or what the Army would call C-47s. The civilian version of this aircraft is an R4D, I believe what they call it. We'd pick up these aircraft in Jacksonville, Florida, and fly to South America, usually Belém or Natal, and then fly from there to the Ascension Islands, and from the Ascension Islands over to Dakar, or not Dakar, but in Liberia, Roberts Field, Liberia, and then up the coast to Dakar and Port Leoti, Africa, and then into Naples, Italy, and into London. And then we would fly commercial aircraft back. The version of this aircraft was the DC-3. This picture was taken in the latter part of 1942 in Miami when I was 17.